Hi, I'm Allison Dudas from Franchise Business Review, and I am joined here by Randy Clegg of Apple Spice Box Lunch Delivery and Catering Company. He is the CEO and founder of Apple Spice, and they are a food franchise that has appeared on our top 200 list this year, 2026. Thank you so much for talking to me, Randy.
No, it's a privilege and a pleasure, Allison. Thank you for your visit today.
Absolutely. So, one of the interesting things that catches my eye about Apple Spice is that you are actually a B2B franchise, meaning that you serve businesses with boxed lunch catering. So, a really unique fixture in the food franchise space.
Yes, it is very unique. I started the company in 1988. While there's a lot of delivery for just about everything today, in
Mhm.
1988, the only other thing that was being delivered then was pizza. If you remember, Domino's was a big thing, and then to how we've come along and with a product that we offer in terms of our box lunches. The box lunch is a huge part of what we do, and then I should make sure that we mention we also offer a hot catering menu.
So, before we move on into some questions, I wanted to make sure and share a little bit of the data that we have. So, if you're watching, you hopefully know that Franchise Business Review is a market research company, and we survey franchisees of varying companies across various industries. And Apple Spice franchisees speak really favorable of being a part of this system. I'll just give you a couple stats. So, 92% of franchisees agree that they enjoy operating their Apple Spice franchise. It's pretty good score.
Yeah.
89% of franchisees agree that they respect their franchisor. 92% of franchisees rate training and support either good, very good, or excellent. And that I think is really notable because obviously if you're getting into a franchise system, you want to know that you're being trained and you're being supported along the way. So, Randy, for those new to Apple Spice, what do you feel like is the core mission or even like the problem that Apple Spice is trying to solve?
I hear, time after time candidates coming in to look for a franchise, and one of the first things they say is, "Show me anything but food." And one
Sure.
of the reasons that probably resonates, one of the reasons that they do that is because people look at food as restaurants, and restaurants have long hours.
Yep.
They work on weekends, nights, holidays,
Mhm.
and, listen, since we started in 1988, um, um, for the most part, I've worked banker hours, and
Mm.
and that is pretty unheard of. We bring a real strong aspect of lifestyle. The truth is a lot of people do love the food business. They don't love the other things that come with it, right?
Right.
Multiple shifts, long hours,
Mhm.
high retail rent, all of those kinds of things that our system, our model, addresses and solves. 5 children later, I coached a lot of after high school sports and got to go to a lot of you know um, programs during the day at grade school and all of those kinds of things that you're just not going to be able to do in a standard restaurant environment because of the demand on your time.
Yes, that's such a great point. And really, when I part of my job is I get to talk to a lot of franchisees, and so many people talk about how they got into the franchise space because they were looking for more work life balance and they were looking for more autonomy and flexibility. And it really sounds like Apple Spice offers that.
It really does, and I would say there's a high percentage of our franchisees that came to the table. And when I say table, I mean to the franchise opportunity environment that said, "Show me anything but food," and now here they are with us, and they
Yep.
love it, love their work life balance.
Yeah. So, in terms of your particular brand, what kind of traits or values are you looking for in a strong franchise candidate?
Great question. There's a lot of things that we teach and train on, so we can take a lot of a wide variety of people from where they've been in their careers to where they need to be in ours. But with that said, and we really are looking for people that love people. We're looking for people that love what the Marriotts call the spirit of service. They're highly satisfied by helping somebody else. be
Mm.
successful. And that's somebody else for us are typically an admin assistant who's bringing in food for his or her team, and they're being relied upon to choose the right source, the right restaurant or caterer in our case. When we have when we evaluate an opportunity that somebody's giving us to show them our brand over the course of a couple of days, maybe one of the top things that we look at is this a great fit culturally?
Mm.
Culture means so much to us. We understand and realize the tremendous opportunity in front of us. Realizing that opportunity to be successful sometimes comes with a couple of speed bumps. And we need to feel as we're talking to somebody throughout the process that that person is a solution oriented, team oriented person that wants to collaborate and work together to solve. I'm sure you know this, Allison, but our locations are unique as well as we're not on Main Street, and so we're buried in business parks, industrial parks. We're
Mhm.
off the map. So you're never going to drive by our brand, probably not ever going to see it on a billboard. And
Mm.
so because of that, we're looking for somebody that loves to go out. When I say loves people, they want to go out. They're passionate about what we are, but they're not afraid to walk into an office and say, "Hey, we're new in the neighborhood. We're so excited to share the Apple Spice brand with you and how it can help your team here at the office."
Yeah, I would imagine being willing to speak to strangers would be a pretty great trait.
Yeah.
So, just getting more into franchisees, when you think about onboarding new franchisees, especially in their first like 6 to 12 months, how do you support them? And maybe even go in deeper about like what does the training look like?
That's a huge question. Um, um, and we could probably take this entire call to answer that.
Sure.
But gosh, from the very moment that we sort of commit to each other in this relationship, everything from, I mean, I don't care what the question is, we
Mm.
have the answer and we have the support for it. So, with a lot of franchisees, a lot of times it's just out of the gate. There's a million things that you have to accomplish. We've got a Gantt chart that we go through. Um, there's a million different pieces to that, from sourcing real estate all the way through. Uh, we have an equipment package to helping with that, to helping find the right employees, and then there's the 30 days with each other, 2 weeks here in Salt Lake, 2 weeks on location, and then it's a daily call every single day. We're going to call you. I don't care if you don't have anything to talk about in your mind. We're calling to talk about it.
Yeah, we're
But,
calling to check in. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I am so proud of who we are from a support standpoint. I call it the Apple Spice family. We know them at work. We know them outside of work. You are the brand. And we know you are the brand goes down to the person that makes sandwiches, the person the delivery. It's everybody is the brand. And so we have to focus on everybody. But I am so proud of our support. We're timely. And I think that's one of the reasons why we scored so high in the FBR review.
Yes, it absolutely is. And people watching, you can read actual responses from franchisees that talk about the support and the training. So, when you have onboarded franchisees and you think about your community of franchisees currently, what factors within a franchisee's control have the biggest impact on their growth, on their profitability?
I would say three things, and they all boil back to this industry. So anybody who understands just a little bit about the food business in general knows that the top KPIs are managing your cost of labor and your cost of goods.
Mhm.
Those are the backbone of any food business. And then considering our model, the one that we also highly prioritize is the number of businesses that you go out and contact each day with the goal to establish a relationship there.
Mm. Yeah, that's a really good point, getting the word out. So, when it comes to franchisees' expectations and just the fit, what should candidates realistically expect in terms of workload, ramp up time? lifestyle impact. Now, we've spoken a little bit about how Apple Spice does differentiate itself from other food, the restaurant industry. But in terms of, I mean, I like to think about like this ramp up time too, because we have spoken a little bit about onboarding.
You can expect, if you want to succeed in this business or any franchise business, to work very hard out of the gate. We're not asking you to work around the clock, but we're asking you to put your shoulder into it as long and as hard as you need to with
Yeah.
our support. And so in terms of ramp up, look, you can get there as quickly as you want to. And I say that with the full reality check that it's not going to happen overnight. But it really is a product of how you're how hard you're working in it. And so we've see stores that will get up to a point of break even inside of 4 months,
Mm.
longer if things aren't coming together quite as fast. And I'll leave the longer part sort of open. It is absolutely a product of getting out there and exposing the brand. Our food is been successful coast to coast. We have stores from Los Angeles up into Boston and clear down to Orlando and as small as we are, most of them are in the East Coast, but the food works. And so, you're part of it that we try to coach you on and help you with is the service part of it, the building the relationship part of it. But if you're committed to those things, you can grow your business effectively at a nice pace.
Mm. So, Randy, thank you so much for this. I just want to ask you one more question. So, anybody who's watching this, what's the number one thing that you would want a prospective franchisee to walk away knowing about Apple Spice?
Who doesn't love fresh baked bread on sandwiches, handcrafted soups,
Yeah.
all of those things, they're here to stay. They'll always be here to stay. We focus on one thing, that's getting that food in a timely, efficient, um, reliable way into the offices for people to enjoy in their meetings. And so we're accessible. I'm accessible. All of our franchisees and their kids have my cell phone number. So
I
uh,
love that.
we're here to stand by you. It's proven. Talk to our franchisees. Look at the franchise business review, and we're proud of that. And that's our focus moving forward, Allison.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so
Great.
much. It was a pleasure
And
to
a
speak with you.